Alright, so before we start, I just want to talk about the fundamental concept of the Korean writing system, which is that of consonants and vowels. It's completely fine if you don't 100% understand this concept right now. I just want to provide you with some context before we start learning the actual characters. How the Korean writing system works is it's more of a building block system than just placing alphabets next to each other. For example, let's take the English word mom, right? M-O-M, right? Mom, plain and simple. In this word, ma can be considered our consonant, then it's followed by the vowel O, and then again the consonant ma, right? So let's say M is the consonant and O is the vowel. Now, of course, we haven't memorized the Korean characters yet, so I'm just going to let you know that this square is ma in Korean, and this is O. It's okay, you don't need to memorize them right now. So how this would work out in Korean is you would not write them next to each other like ma, O, ma, like this. Rather, what we do is we treat them as building blocks and we stack them like this. So that's mom. Again, you don't need to 100% understand this. Just know that our characters are formed in a way of stacking. Now, there are different ways to stack the characters depending on the vowel, but that is the hill that we're going to cross once we get to it. Don't worry about it right now. With this, we can move on to starting with our actual consonants and vowels. Now, generally, I think most people learn all the consonants together and then all the vowels. I personally think that it's easier to learn them in sets. So for our first set, I am going to show you two vowels. The first vowel being this guy. This is an A. This is an A. And next we have this guy. This is E. A and E. Both of these are going to be stacked on the right side of your consonants. So let's say we have a consonant here. This would be your A. We have a consonant here. This would be your E. Okay, now let's look at our first consonant. Our first consonant is this guy. This guy's name is G. G. Now, similar to how in English W is called W but it's pronounced W, all of these guys also have their own names, but I don't think those are really important to learn right now. I think it's more important to focus on the pronunciation, and if you want to learn the names, you can do it in the future. It's kind of redundant. I mean, it's not that important, but I mean, it helps if you want to do so in the future. Now, back to this guy. G. As I said, G. Another thing that's going to be really important for this video is you need to vocalize along with me, so let's try to say it together. G. G. Now, let's add G to one of our vowels. Let's add him to this guy. A. We know that A and E both go on the right side of your consonants. So we just add an A on the right of our G. And this makes it Ga. Ga. Very simple, right? Extremely easy. Ga. Now, when your K comes at the end of your block, it becomes a sharper K sound. So instead of pronouncing this as khag, khag, no, this is khak. Try saying this after me. Khak, khak, khak. That is the sound that the K makes at the end of a block. K, 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 khak. I know I'm repeating all of these sounds multiple times. I'm hoping that you're saying them along with me. Now let's try something. Let's say I wrote down this. How would you say this? This is a key. 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 Again, it's not a K, it's not a G, it's a K. Key. Key. What about this? Kick. 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 Your K at the end again isn't as strongly pronounced, but it's a lot sharper. It's not kick, it's kick. 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 So now we can take our G and put it here aside in our little repository. Our next consonant is this guy. He's like an upside down G, and he's pronounced na. the, the. Now, the is fairly straightforward because the doesn't really have a variation in pronunciation like g with the g and the k. Na is just plain old simple na. Okay? Now, let's try adding an a. How would you pronounce this? This is na, na, which means me in Korean. Na, na. Simple, right? Say it along with me. Na, na. Let's add another n to the end of na. Now, what is this? This is nan, nan. What about this? How do you say this? This is ni, 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 you, informal, ni. You don't need to memorize any of the vocabulary I'm giving you. These are just examples to give you context with your memorization. Ni, ni, ni. Now, what if I try, how would you pronounce this? This is a ga, then a and then a n. So this is pronounced kan, 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 kan. What about this? Kin, kin. I hope you're repeating after me. Kin. G-I-N. Kin. Cool. Next. Can you say this? This is na-ka. Naga. Naga. Get out. Daga. When you say 빨리 나가라고, get out quick. Naga. Okay. With that, we have now added na to our repository. Next, we have this guy. This is a D sound. The. 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 So, let's add an a after it. How would you pronounce this? Da. 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 Let's try this. How do you say this? Tan. 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 Simple, right? What if we had a d at the end? Let's say we had this. Take a random guess. See if you can pronounce this word. Khad. 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 But your th doesn't need to be that strong. Khad. Khad. This isn't really a word in itself, but we're just using these as examples to practice pronunciation. Khad. 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 Let's try this. How do you pronounce this? Tanga. 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 With this, now our repository has another consonant. Next, we have A. 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 A is somewhere between an R and an L. A. A. To understand how we pronounce this, let's look at this. Rai. Rai. Ra. A. It's a sharper R at the beginning of sounds, slightly softer I at the end of a sound. Ra. A. Rai. Rai. How would you pronounce this? Ril. 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 This is the same ril when you say reels. Reels. Reels on Instagram. Reels. Reels. Ril. Ril. How do you pronounce this? Thil. Thil. Like deal in English. Thil. Thil. What about... How do you say this? 락. 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 내가 좋아하는 락 밴드. 락 as in rock. rock band. 락 밴드. 락 bend. Rock, 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 rock. Okay, we have added another consonant. Let's go. Next consonant is one we've already seen before at the beginning of the video. It's ma. Ma. Ma is very straightforward. Ma does not change in pronunciation. Ma is the same at the beginning and an end, very much like na. Ma, a, m. Mam, mam, mam. This isn't mom like the beginning of the video. This is mam, m, a, m, mam, mam. Tham, tham, tham. Mai, 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 which means horse or like speaking words. Mai, mai, mai. With this, we have added another word to our consonants, and we are going to learn the last consonant for this video. Now, this consonant, the ing, has two pronunciations depending on where it is. If it's at the beginning of your block, for example, if we have this and then a after, we just pronounce it as an empty consonant. Now, what do I mean by empty consonant? It means you just say the sound of the vowel that comes in front of it. For example, this would just be pronounced a, a, a. This would just be pronounced e, e, e. Fairly simple. At the end of your blocks, however, this is pronounced ng, ng, ng. So, the easiest way you can illustrate this is by doing this. You would pronounce this as ang, ang. Why? Empty consonant vowel. So, you just say a and you end it with an ng. Ang, ang, ang. Ing, ing, ing. K, a, ng. Kang, kang, which means river. Kang, kang. You know what? I changed my mind. I'm going to add one more consonant and one more vowel to the end of this video. Your next consonant is this guy. The dude in a hat. The guy wearing a hat is the h sound. H, h, h. Now, let's put him together with an a. This is pronounced ha, 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 ha. But the ha at the end again is a lot softer than the one in the beginning. For example, if you were to write, let's say, ka, ka, ka. You don't really pronounce the H at the end. It's fairly rare for an H to come at the end of a block like this. What about this? Han, 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 han. Or you could also look at hana, hana, one, hana, hana, hana. Good. Now the last thing we're going to learn, I promise this is the last vowel for this video, is the vowel It's just written like this. This is a vowel that comes under your consonant. So, for example, if I would put a g on top of it, this would be a g, g, g. This vowel is pronounced g, g. Or n, d, d, n. Your mouth kind of like goes apart when you say this. N, g, k, n. Right? So, this would be in the word. How do you say this? G, u, l. K, k. And now the reason I wanted to add these two in the end is because you can actually read this word right up here. Of course, the English is written right next to it, but H, A, N. Han. 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 글. 글. Hangul. The Korean writing system is called Hangul. Hangul. Now, of course, it's going to take some time for you to memorize everything we've learned in this video. Take your time, write it down, doodle in your notebooks, do whatever it takes to get you to memorize these sounds. And then I will see you in the next video where we'll cover the next couple of consonants and vowels. And eventually just be able to read everything in Korean. No biggie. It's easy. It's simple. I told you. What's this word? Sorry, wait. I need to write it down. What's this word? Kingdom. Kingdom. It's not the exact right spelling for kingdom in Korean, by the way. We'll get to that some other day, but it's kingdom. 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 Okay. I'm going to leave you with a few more words that are going to be on screen for you to practice reading, and a couple of words in English that I'm going to ask you to try writing down in Hangul, and then the answers are going to be a few seconds later, so don't cheat. Try reading them out and writing them out yourselves, see how well you did, and I will see you in the next video where we cover the next set of consonants and vowels. Till then, I hope you guys have a fun time studying, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye. Like and subscribe.